Alrighty. Hello and welcome back after a couple days off. It's been, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I took just regular, good days off from streaming dinosaurs in years. But tonight's fantastic dinosaur action, as you can tell from the thumbnail and that art, the newly released High Noon from Thunder Junction. It's all about taxing opponents, and I really do love this angle for this particular dinosaur deck. I don't have a lot of early creatures, so aggressive decks can be pretty painful, but we'll get right into that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, webcams, yeah, we're good. Oh, is that going to be just right? I think that's just right. I'll check for still a little bit bigger. Okay, right below the power and toughness. Right, we're good to go. We're rolling. Okay, Authority of Consuls. Starting off with this, no High Noon to begin with, but I think for the most part, what Authority of Consuls is going to achieve is going to be a little bit more often, a little bit more useful in general than the High Noon. But Authority of Consuls, game 1, for a single white, creatures your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. That helps against all kinds of aggro decks, especially ones with haste. Slickshot Showoff, you guys may have seen it or used it. I hear it's a pretty decent card. A couple people are playing it. So now the Slickshot, man, that's a tongue twister. I don't know why. But the Slickshot Showoff, you can plot it for 2, play it on a later turn for free, and use that extra available mana to cast cheap spells. But the Slickshot now enters the battlefield tapped, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're going to plot it and then you play it and then you still have to wait. It's kind of like it didn't have haste. If it enters the battlefield tapped due to this, it can't attack. I think that's pretty fantastic. That should hopefully slow down enough opponents in enough scenarios where it lasts until turn 5, turn 4 maybe. Pop with Ghalta, but that is not the only plan, because I could simply drop Vaultborn Tyrant turn 4 in some cases, or turn 5 with always still that package of Sunken Citadel, Castle Garenbrig. Lovely stuff. So Vaultborn, maybe turn 5 when it enters, we gain life, which is lovely stuff. We've gained a little bit of life as it has gotten to that turn from the creatures the opponent plays, and they've entered tapped. They haven't been able to be as aggressive. So by the time this drops, it's gonna be painful, I think. I'm quite excited. And just regular combo deck stuff. Authority of Consuls could hurt Boros Convoke quite a bit. Gleeful Demolition, 1 red to sacrifice an artifact, might be a clue or something like that. Usually it's a clue or a blood token, but they pay 1 red, they sacrifice it, they get 3 goblins. Now those goblins enter tapped, and they can't be used to convoke to play the Venerated Loxodon or Knight Errant of Eos, I believe, the 2 main big convoke creatures that cost white. Something like that. Slow down convoke, something that plays a lot of tokens, something that barfs a lot of creatures. Possibly, even though I don't expect it, Quintorius combo, potentially playing Trumpeting Carnosaur, and then they copy Trumpeting Carnosaur and they keep entering tapped. We would die from Quintorius, but speaking of that, that's a good segue. Quintorius combo. What does High Noon do? It hard counters that deck. So they go to play Quintorius, and they literally can't do anything. They're going to discover, and discover you can cast the spell for free. They've already cast their first spell that turn with Quintorius, so High Noon just shuts it off. They cry. They'll probably scoop if they don't have removal for this. It could be Beseju who endures. Potentially they could bounce this. So it's nice to have multiple copies. The whole playset, of course, it is a little bit redundant, but you do have that 5 where you can sacrifice it to deal 5 damage to any target, finish off an opponent potentially. So it's not like if you get multiples, they're just going to continually sit there. And if you bring it in against certain opponents, you know 100% they're going to be gunning for this, because while you're playing combo, now you're not playing combo, you're playing nothing much, because that's what you're doing. And not with any Dino deck, but with this one, oftentimes I am only doing one thing a turn. As I build up, get closer, I play Sylvan Scrying on turn 3, after I play 2 Sunkens, turn 1, turn 2, come turn 3 they untap. I use both of them for Sylvan to play a Castle Garenbrig, which enters tapped because I still don't have a forest. This, 2 Sunkens, then come turn 4, both Sunkens untap again, plus the castle. Those 3 lands, I make 6, maybe I play another land, something like that, but turn after turn, we get there. Dropping Ghalta, drawing a bunch of cards with Vaultborn, hopefully playing this before Ghalta, just so I can get more card draw. Having Vaultborn Tyrant's trigger happen before Ghalta's could mean I get one more big thing. That has been pretty fantastic stuff. But yeah, overall, slow down the opponent. If they're going slow or as slow as me, that's good. That means chances are I'm probably going to beat them up, because eventually I'm going to do something so absolutely devastating, more devastating than what they're doing. It should certainly work out. And Thalia, I almost forgot to mention, it's a legendary creature, so usually you don't want multiples of a legendary creature. So I figured add it in. This is basically serving as a 5th copy of Authority of the Consuls. Not that I necessarily need it, but might as well. Something nice. This easily and probably would be better served as a 2nd copy of Nurturing Bristleback. We can pay 2 to forest cycle it lovely for consistency, and then later, if we don't need the land, we just keep it as a creature in our hand. We get 2 bodies and possibly more card draw with the Vaultborn, if we can tie that together. Whew. Oh man, aggro, gotcha, combo, gotcha, and Izzet Phoenix. If this drops against Izzet Phoenix and they don't have a Spell Pierce to counter it, or Brazen Borrower, Petty Theft, I believe, they can pay 1 on the blue to bounce a non-land permanent. If they don't have those 2 things, they might just pack it up and scoop. That's lovely, but it's nice to know I basically don't have to worry about combo anymore. Again, they do have hate pieces. We'll see, but yeah, like I said, if they're going to target something, they're going to target that ASAP, 100%. It literally shuts off their deck, quite a few decks. Yeah, all 4 copies. If you're going to use High Noon, just use them all. And there are some other enchantments, I forget the exact name. It only turns off spells. You can only cast 1 spell a turn. It doesn't have that ability to sacrifice itself. Forget where it's from, Rodin or something. Yeah, oh, High Noon. A fantastic art as well. I love the perspective on it. It's kind of like the little dinosaur is looking up at that cowboy or whatever, wondering what's going to happen, wondering why are you using these options in your dinosaur list tonight. Well, it's helping to shore up a lot of the painful matchups that have been painful for basically the entire time I've been using this variation. Now, it's just good to have something against aggro in game 1, I think. I'm quite excited for that. Ooh, hopefully you guys are having a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is. Poggiaglio. Mono black or something. Looks like a... okay. Now this is the bit of a dilemma. 100% we're keeping it. We got Sunken and Castle. Sunken to start has to be green. Castle is green. Yeah. So hopefully we get the Source of White. If it's it, I think it's Izzet. Maybe it is. Ledger Shredder. Oh, Let's get a Source of White, Source of White, Source of White. You can do it. Oh boy. It's going to be nice. Authority of Consuls does help a decent bit against Izzet Phoenix. The Arclight Phoenixes enter the battlefield tapped after they cast 3 instant or sorceries, so yeah, well, they'll probably be countering this. They gotta be. Yeah, Spell Pierce coming in hot, I bet. Unfortunately. Or Jawar just had to try it. Didn't have anything else to play, but just a little unfortunate I couldn't sneak it in a little bit sooner. But we shouldn't be too bad. Maybe they would have wanted to wait. They thought, oh, I can counter something later on, but taking advantage of Jawari Disruption there when I absolutely couldn't pay the extra one makes perfect sense. Okay, that's all right. Should be okay. Don't have any creatures, excuse me, for them to kill. I like that. Should be only staring down, hopefully, 1 Arclight Phoenix. 5 damage next turn, maybe go down to 12 or so. Fortunately, getting the other Castle Garenbrig. Potentially, if I draw another land next turn, playing that, I can go with Archdruids to search for the second Sunken. So if I draw any land, doesn't matter what land it is, next turn, there's a very good chance the opponent is dead. Playing that land would, if they were all untapped, represent 6. Archdruids grabbing the other Sunken would be 7 and 8. 2 Sunkens, Castle Garenbrig, plus the other castle, plus hopefully the land I draw. We'll find out. Hopefully they don't play Ashiok anytime soon. Archdruids could not search for stuff. Okay, good. Hopefully they stay with one Phoenix. Okay, good. Oh, how that Anger of the Gods. Oh, geez, that's so great. Does a whole lot against me. Yeah, at least it is only 1 Phoenix. I think we should be good. 6 this turn. Take us down to 11. Okay. Even if they did 9, possibly 10 with the Ledger Shredder if it goes to 4 power. Next turn we might be down to 1 and oh, okay, not quite. Will they have Spell Pierce? Well, we're about to find out. We're going to search for another Sunken, and we're going to hope it's a land that enters untapped next turn. Okay. I imagine we're done for, but we'll see. You never know, but probably. Man, that would have been so good. Now, I figured, and I may need to tweak this a little bit, getting the sources of white a little bit higher. There is 4 Temple Gardens, I'm pretty sure there is. Sunken Citadel, we can choose white, but 100% I didn't want to do that because I need the 2 green for Castle, and I need 3 green for Archdruid's Charm. So, could take a little bit of tweaking, slightly. That definitely will do it. We'll get them. High Noon. Now the question becomes, is High Noon better than Authority of the Consuls? I think so. If they can only cast 1 thing a turn, that's good. This is a deck that wants to cast 3 things, instant and sorceries. It basically makes the Ledger Shredder a vanilla 1/3 or something like that. 1/3, yeah. If we get it down before it has counters on it, no player is ever casting 2 spells. Fine by me. They have to hard cast every single Arclight Phoenix. Good. I love it. Yeah, let's do it. Thalia. You know what? We'll go with 1 Roaming Throne. I like that. But yeah, I might do a couple more redundancies of High Noon. I have to look it up on Scryfall. I can't believe I forgot the name of the worst version of High Noon. Oh, that would be bad if we kept that. Well, that also pretty bad. One cavern. Ooh. One of the two Cavern of Souls. Okay, we got there. We got something. Regisaur Alpha, send it packing. Regisaur would be dead, mostly on sight. It does have 4 toughness, which is nice. It survives the pesky fiery impulse. It does die to lightning axe, but what doesn't die to lightning axe? Other than Carnage Tyrant, and Vaultborn Tyrant, and Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, and Tyrranax Rex. All those big guys. Okay, ready and waiting with a counter spell. You know what? I'm going to test the waters. I'm going to hope for the best. We'll see. Hope it's not another Jawari disruption. Okay. Rough. I wanted to try to get it to be 2 power. 2 counters, just so I could get 2 treasures. 1, that's pretty good, but 2 really supercharges everything. Still nothing. Okay, well, they're going slow. I'm going slow. Hopefully we get to stick a High Noon at some point. Certainly would be quite devastating if they haven't gotten much of anything down. That should do the trick. It would be pretty funny if they got some Phoenixes in the graveyard and then we go High Noon and they have no way to bounce it. Ooh, deadly. Okay, still pretty good. Still no Phoenixes. Well, that's positive. They must be digging for a Ledger Shredder, which one is already in the graveyard. Interesting. What do they got up their sleeve? Just a treasure cruise. Oh, they're getting there. Whole lot of nothing. This should be good. Any land. Basically any land. Sylvan Scrying, Archdruid's Charm, or Sunken Citadel itself. There's a very good chance we should be seeing it next turn, I would think. No, not quite. Just another Carnage Tyrant. Oof. That's just how it goes sometimes. Okay, they're getting prepared with the nasty, dastardly Slickshot. Okay, we got to do this. We got to try for it once again. Okay, I'm liking the looks of that. Hopefully. They're not going to let it... Oh, maybe they do have removal. They're waiting to use it until the turn that they play the Slickshot Showoff. It does make a lot of sense in Izzet Phoenix for sure. You know, it's a flying creature, a haste. It cares about them casting a bunch of spells in a turn. Okay, yeah. That's going to get pretty big, pretty deadly. Ouch. Perhaps I should keep High Noon and Authority of Consuls. I've wondered about that. Potentially is a great way to slow them down extra slow. Certainly would do the trick. Haven't decided what I would move out just to get all 8 of those in the list, but well, it would help. At least we got those treasures. A Vaultborn Tyrant next turn, you know, that could be pretty decent-ish. Not so much with the Phoenix there. Okay, with a 10, 12 it looks like. Okay, just 10. Nah, we're not gonna be winning that one. No. Darn, you can't win them all. Certainly. Yeah, we'll get them next time. Yeah, a couple more sources of white, I think, would be good. Or just more Nurturing Bristleback. Thalia as the 5th copy of Authority, again, pretty good, but one more Nurturing Bristleback, I can imagine, would help far more than the one of Thalia. Just one extra chance to forest cycle, see the source of white, grab the Temple Garden or whatever it is, Jetmir's Garden if I want the source of red. Maybe I'm looking for the source of red to activate High Noon after I've brought it in. Lots to think about. I'm just hoping to face that Gruul or Atarka red super aggressive list with the Slickshot, Showoff, one copy of Picnic Ruiner. Painful stuff. Performed quite well in, I think, last weekend's Pioneer Challenge. Took it down both days. Captain Wasabi. I'm pretty sure I've faced this person before. I like the looks of that. Big time. Temple Garden, Castle, lovely. We got our source of white for Authority. Oh, okay. So it is that. We need Authority of Consuls. Okay, well, we don't have Authority of Consuls, but certainly Sylvan Scrying. Search for that Sunken. Sunken next turn, just do it. Get it out of the way. Has to enter tapped at some point. But possibly the other Temple Garden could be nice as well. Getting Carnage Tyrant down on... Either way, we would get Carnage Tyrant down on turn 4. Ooh. Yeah. But we also get the Goldvein, which is quite nice. The Soulscar Mage does have trample, unfortunately. Hopefully they don't have anything that targets Goldvein and does non-combat damage, because I want to get that treasure, I hope. I'm crossing my fingers. Oh boy. That one treasure could make all the difference, especially if we get Vaultborn. Block the Etching of Kumano. I imagine it has some way of getting trample with Monstrous Rage. That is certainly a way. Maybe it's going to be a bunch of... And the Atarka's... Okay, also does the trick. Tends to do the trick. No. We had a thing, and we had some stuff to help, and we just didn't see it. Goldvein with the Soulscar Mage. It turns non-combat damage into 1/1 counters. As I faced it before, it could mean the Goldvein gets us not even a single treasure. If it's 0 or less power, I don't like that. I'd rather High Noon to do the trick. Stop them from playing multiple things a turn. Come turn 2 or turn 3, they play one Monastery Swiftspear, which enters tapped because of Authority, and I have a High Noon out. So all they do for the turn is one tapped Swiftspear, and that's it. They could attack, but I like this. And possibly just move Goldvein Hydra out. Keep it out. Simply start off with Authority of the Consuls, all 4 copies and all 4 High Noon, and just bring the pain to these type of decks, because they certainly seem like they're going to be the most common. Probably. Until people get it out of their system, at least. I don't like that. One Sunken. Our chances would have sunken if we kept it. Didn't really get much better. Okay, well, that's going to have to be it. We've got to keep it at some point. Send one Ghalta and Regisaur to the bottom. I want to keep one copy of Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant. We've got our source of white for authorities, so it's not nothing. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's kind of like mulliganing for Leyline of Sanctity against the painful stuff. Mono Black Waste Not. Rakdos Vampires. Ooh. Oh, darn. Where is that second land? My goodness. Should have been there. Painful, yeah. Tends to do the trick. Hopefully it's not too many monstrous rages. That's good. Good. Well, we got something finally. I don't think Authority is going to be enough, but you never know. It might be. High Noon certainly would have been quite nice a little bit sooner. They would have played that Kumano, and that would have been it for the turn. Man, that would have been good. Well, they basically just have to attack. Perhaps they do think I have a little bit of interaction with that Jetmir's Garden that is untapped, or they got a bunch of spells. Okay, that is something, and that is death. Yeah, it's the deck I expected. The deck I had some stuff to beat to begin with, and it just didn't happen. I don't do this often, but we're gonna do what I mentioned. Goldvein out, High Noon in, plus Authority of the Consuls. Maybe sprinkle in a little bit more sources of white or something. Goldvein certainly could be the way I get my sources of white, but it is temporary. It would feel bad to use it for Authority. Nah, we'll move you over there, buddy. If we face something that isn't aggressive, well, we'll bring Goldvein in, and we'll trim Authority, because it could be a deck that doesn't have a whole lot of creatures, but hey, for now, it seems like these things are going to be necessary. Okay. Thalia, get rid of that. Something else that's a source of white, untapped. Jetmir's Garden, we don't really need that source of red. Yeah. And we have enough forests, I think. 3 forests and Temple Garden, that's 7 in total. Sylvan Scrying, could grab a forest, possibly. Gishath, a Scorpion, maybe. You know what, let's do it. Just for you and anybody else that enjoys Gishath, maybe in Commander. There we go. Gishath, Sun's Avatar. Whew. That could be the copy of Thalia Heretic Cathar, Brutal Cathar. Oh, Zakama's legal. Zakama came with Rivals of Ixalan. I love using Zakama. It would make a decent amount of sense. You know, you've got your artifact or enchantment destruction. You can ping a creature for 3 damage, gain 3 life. Oh, very much savage. I faced off against a Lotus Field opponent using Zakama Primal Calamity as a finisher today, and yeah, sadly I didn't have High Noon against the Lotus Field deck. Otherwise, I would have beat him. I just would have beat him. If a Lotus Field deck can only play one thing in a turn, it's not much of a deck. Thumbs up. If that previous deck that we faced can only play one thing in a turn, Atarka aggro, Gruul aggro, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, if they're only casting one thing in turn, that's good. Slow down every opponent makes a lot of sense. Yeah, then we'll get them. No, I don't know. Would Gishath, Sun's Avatar, be the most common Naya Dino Commander? I think Pantlaza, yeah. Pantlaza is getting up there, but Gishath is like the OG Dino Commander. Oh, lovely. Lovely. But the land situation. I don't want to get myself sidetracked. A dual land, I want the sources of green for Archdruid's Charm just to keep that consistency high. Do I want to tap land? That's the question. I do love Lush Portico, as I've loved Underground Mortuary and Commercial District. The Surveil lands from Murders at Karlov Manor. Ooh, very fantastic. Nurturing Bristleback could grab it quite nicely. You know what? Lush Portico it is. Let's do it. I don't have to sink 3 and get rid of a Psycho land like Jetmir's Garden or the other ones. I just play that Lush Portico. I see what's on top. I get 1 turn closer to whatever I'm crossing my fingers for. I could see, well, maybe they switch out Pantlaza for Gishath and they don't make too many changes to the precon, but I would imagine it's kind of geared more towards good dinosaurs with enter the battlefield effects. Not that a commander dino deck wouldn't have those with Gishath, but oh, it's lovely stuff when it comes with Xenagos. That guy was pretty expensive before he got reprinted. We're facing an MTG Arena player. Who knows what... Oh, okay. Okay, well, no lands is no keep for me. That's better. That's pretty darn fantastic. Thumbs up. We got our source of white. And a Castle Garenbrig and a Sylvan Scrying. Beautiful. I would say it's probably beautiful, yeah. Eventually. But it's very interesting to face a mythic opponent at 55%. They had some funny business going on, I would think. They tanked a bunch of games or something like that. Send Palani's Hatcher to the bottom. I do love the haste, but if it is some sort of deck that interrupts us, wants to do funny business, I might prefer Tyrranax Rex just because it is a little bit harder to deal with. Yeah. Oh, so many dinos. Who doesn't love free stuff? That's for sure. Skrelv. Okay. Okay. What could this be? I will go High Noon. We'll stop them. I think they'll probably play something for 2, 1. Either way, Sylvan Scrying. That's what we're doing. We're going to get our land for the turn coming up. I wouldn't imagine they have a counter spell, but you never know. Certainly is a possibility. Oh boy. Now I could have chosen red with the Sunken Citadel, but just in case I draw a Cavern of Souls, I want to make sure, again, I can make the 2 green for Castle Garenbrig's activated ability. It's this. We got Gwenna combo something. Well, we'll play another High Noon. Not that we need it exactly, but this opponent won't be doing their Acerak combo. You might be seeing it. That's what I suspect. Human, okay. Okay. Joda. That's not good. Not good at all. No, phew. We just gotta get Vaultborn Tyrant. Let's go. Actually, we just die. What am I thinking? Joda is an 8/8. That is painful. 5-color legends. I guess that is what it is. Are they casting a whole lot of stuff? Not a whole lot of stuff. High Noon, probably don't need that. Goldvein Hydra, probably quite a bit more useful, I can imagine. Lots of big creatures, and they may not have trample, so Goldvein Hydra could be an absolutely fantastic chump blocker. Perfect. Stop a bunch of damage, get a bunch of treasure, and then drop Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant. But this, lovely, lovely. 3 lands, source of white for authority of the Consuls with one of those temple gardens. And 3 sources of green for the eventual Archdruid's charm. It makes sense to me. Ah. Yeah, we'll pay the 2 life. Get it down, might as well. We're going to gain that life back anyways as they play creatures. Should be good. Sylvan Scrying at some point would be ideal, or I simply draw the castle or the Sunken Citadel. I like it. Wow. Speaking of castle, there you go. So next turn we play castle, we go Archdruids to search for Sunken. Boom. And all of a sudden, things are getting pretty darn good. Maybe wait and see if they do something funny, something very nasty that we might want to interrupt with Archdruid's charm, but I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully we didn't miss the window to dodge a counterspell. They can make the blue with mana confluence. Good. Good, I like this. This is positive. Big time. Get the red again for Regisaur Alpha, which I could play next turn if it made sense to do so. But I'm just getting a ton of lands flooded. Finally, well, you don't want to get flooded, but I'm certainly not mana screwed, that's for sure. Question becomes, what will they play? I'm going to try Tyrranax Rex. I want to test the waters. I want to draw out something they might have. A sweeper, exile spell, counter, something like that. Tyrranax Rex should bring them enough pain that it makes them do something that they were waiting for. Just as that's pretty bad. To only grab Skrelv with Collected Company doesn't make me too scared. Okay, that's pretty good. We drew out what we needed to draw out, but it seems like we could have smoked them before. Well, we'll smoke them now. They're tapped out. We know we should be safe. Good. Phew. But we have to worry about Urza's Ruinous Blast. We'll take a quick look at that. For anybody that hasn't faced it before, yeah. Exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. This is 5-color legendary creatures and legendary artifacts with the Mox Amber. So that's like a one-sided board wipe, exile board wipe for 5. Pretty deadly. Scary stuff. Authority of the Consuls? Yeah, I guess it makes sense. It makes the most sense out of everything. High Noon, not so much. They're not doing a whole lot of stuff in a turn. Sometimes it might be one thing, which is that sweeper. So, yeah. Possibly just because there's nothing super specific that would help. The Roaming Throne, this might be the deck to bring Roaming Throne in, and not even use Authority of the Consuls, just supercharge what I'm already doing and devastate them. Not so much with that hand, but we're on the draw and I think it could work out. Yeah, 2 chances to get the second land. Having Castle as the only land is kind of nice. I would expect to see the second lands by turn 2, but you never know. Oh, well, that technically I did see it. Sylvan Scrying, of course, is going to grab that Sunken Citadel. Hopefully we see it, or a Temple Garden. That would be ideal. Yeah, that's how it goes. What we got to do. And we do see Boseiju who endures, so we got to be worried about that potential. Next turn could be quite painful. Hopefully they don't take anything out, but Archdruids to grab the second Sunken if we draw land. Oh, we drew a land, and now if they don't kill us next turn, if they don't Boseiju one of the Sunkens, we're going to be making 8. We're going to be making 8. Well, let's choose red. Let's do it. Let's do it. Cut, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you. I'm doing fantastic tonight. I finished my taxes just before the stream here. I made a promise to myself not to stream until they were done. Just to get them done. Excuse me. And now this opponent is done. See you later. Oh, man, that's in the blink of an eye. Dead. It didn't look too good. I kept the hand with one land, but you can see how fast that changes. I love it. Ooh, But 5-color legends, very, very scary potential. They have access to all of the scariest creatures, some of the scariest creatures in the game. So you always got to be worried about the potential ones that they have sprinkled in. Who knows what it's going to be. Certainly a nice unexpected deck to face. Very nice recovery there too. Phew. Okay, something aggressive. Let's see that opening hand with Authority of Consuls. Let's bring the pain to one of those aggressive decks. I think it's almost guaranteed we're going to face it again. That's the new thing. Certainly more popular, I think, than Rakdos Vampires. Or some sort of vampires. Yeah. Maybe I don't need Leyline of Sanctity to give myself hexproof and stop the thought seizes and duresses. But watch, I take it out, and then I'll start to face a lot of that mono black stuff. More vampires, vein rippers. I'll keep Leyline of Sanctity in. Big time. Jin Gataxis avatar, maybe something blue blue related. Speaking of a hand to keep, that is. Oh boy! Oh, we got a slick shot. Something slick shot. Well, we don't need High Noon. We're going to be casting it next turn. Oh, this is beautiful. High Noon. Go away. See you later. Crazy. I put a High Noon off the top and then I drew a High Noon and oh man, this is where I want to be. Oh, they're mana screwed. I don't feel too bad. We've been hurt. Opponents have been hurt. It happens to everybody. But interesting. Enchantments. Okay. Huh. Well, we should be killing them next turn if they haven't done enough to kill us. They can only cast one enchantment with the High Noon. Grabbing this second Sunken, and we'll choose red. Plus Castle. They appear to be mostly dead. We can't attack with everything. There is no Regisaur Alpha or Palani's Hatcher, but hey. They can't cast any other enchantment in their hand because of High Noon, so that makes a whole lot of sense. Really good, actually. Boom, and that's it. Oh, man. well, speaking of haste, there's Regisaur, making the opponent sore. Super sore, super dead. Ooh, perfect. Draw all those cards, gain all that life, and see you later. Oh, lovely stuff. But I don't have anything to kill a particular creature, single target interaction, pay 2 to exile, something. Authority of the Consuls is not going to do a whole lot. It will slightly slow down Light Pause, but if they play this on turn 2, it's not like they could attack with it that turn. It's not like it's Slickshot, Showoff. So I think because this is Naya Auras, white, red, and green, we don't see the other colors, but I think that could be a possibility. No authority, High Noon, especially because they got a lot of cheap enchantments. They want to stack that to get the triggers from Light Pause, Emperor's Voice. Whenever an aura enters the battlefield under their control, if they cast it, either with the plot, casting it for free, or whichever, you can search your library for an aura with mana value less than or equal to that aura. So they just keep stacking it. Light Pause gets bigger, but now they're only casting one aura. High Noon feels pretty perfect against this. Goldvein Hydra, that would be quite nice to block that one of creature that they've started to stack up the enchantments on. But I think High Noon is going to be pretty key, probably. Yep, keep 100%. 2 Sunken Citadels, big time. And having that, okay. Again, 2 Sunkens. Either I see Castle itself, Sylvan Scrying to grab Castle, or Archdruids to grab Castle. Now, Hushbringer is a bit of a problem. It does stop Ghalta, sadly. That is going to be quite rough indeed. But next turn, Archdruids, it's going to be okay, I think. And actually, Hushbringer stops the death trigger of Goldvein Hydra, so yeah. Well, we're not dead yet, but an Auras deck can spam and stack a lot of enchantments on one creature pretty fast, and they get big and very scary. We could possibly be dead next turn, depending how badly it goes for us. But pay the 2 life. We'll get that Castle Garenbrig. We'll hope for the best. I am in range of Vaultborn Tyrant next turn, but yeah, it all depends how big their stuff gets. We'll try. Where's the back to nature when you need it? Destroy all enchantments at instant speed. Lovely. Ooh, that's big. It is nice to see Demonic Ruckus be used more. The new one from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Okay. The Auras deck did what we wanted it to do. Wow, we didn't want it to do that, but you saw how nasty it gets. Yeah, nothing much specifically against this deck. Archdruids, of course, could exile an enchantment, but it's almost never going to happen. I'm not going to use Archdruids early to get rid of one enchantment, because they have so many. Getting rid of a single one probably isn't going to do a whole lot. But that seems quite reasonable, starting off with a Sunken and a Castle. Technically, we don't have to search for any more lands, but well, it should be quite alright. Castle Garenbrig, 100%. We got that Cavern now, so at least I could play Goldvein Hydra, get 2 counters on it, get closer with Archdruid's Charm. Oh, we're about to find out. At the very least, it has Vigilance. We get a chip away slightly at their life total. Positive. Not that SRAM would ever block it, but it has Vigilance, and Now, we still have hopefully a lovely blocker. It's going to be very scary if we can get Goldvein Hydra to die. We get 2 treasures. It's like we have another Sunken. If by chance I drew a land that entered untapped next turn, I could play Ghalta Stampede Tyrant in that case. Hopefully it's a forest or a temple garden, or SRAM doesn't get too big. I mean, it does have flying, so the Goldvein can't block it, sadly. But Archdruid's Charm could take out SRAM, putting the counter. Maybe not. I guess not. Darn nuts. We'll play another one. We'll see what happens. I can all but guarantee that we'll be dead with SRAM. It's going to get too big. It's already 6. All that glitters could come on, giving it +1/+1 for each enchantment they control. Okay, it's getting up there. No. Seven, pretty good. Oh boy. If only the Goldvein Hydra had reach. I guess it kind of could. It's a Hydra, it's got lots of long heads. Maybe that would be too good, but that is too little, too late. SRAM had 4 toughness, out of range of being killed with the Goldvein Hydra. Hey, sometimes here and there I have had some hate against enchantment decks, or just exiling one creature. There is some stuff in white, certainly, that can do it. Anoint with Affliction, though, whenever I'm in black. 1 in a black, instant speed, exile a creature with a mana value 3 or less. That would be lovely against SRAM. I wouldn't have to worry about the indestructible potential of Selfless Savior. Sacrifices itself, gives indestructible to SRAM, and, well, then SRAM doesn't die. But exiling a creature gets around that. That would be lovely. Ideal. Not so ideal like this hand, but we'll get there. Okay, I certainly like that quite a bit more. Get that authority. I'll definitely pay the 2. I could see Thoughtseize ripping authority out of our hand, so it'll be nice to just get it down. Get some use. Looks like I'm going to be bringing in Leyline of Sanctity, though. I would think this is probably Rakdos Vampires, but you never know. Facing off against a silver opponent, it could be a new player, certainly. Very nice to gain a life and stop us from taking a bit of damage from the Scoundrel, but still, where is that second land? It's got to be coming up. Buy us a little bit of time with authority. That might be all we need, and it could be quite helpful in these unfortunate situations where, you know, stumble a little bit, recover as we still get a third Archdruid's Charm. My oh my. 1 land in the top 10, because we've already seen Palani's Hatcher. Yeah. Oof. That's just bad luck. The Dreadhorde Butcher, though, is getting pretty darn painful. It can sacrifice itself to deal a bunch of damage. I believe that's what they're going to do right now. It would deal 4 plus the 4 from the Thrillseeker's ability. That's quite a bit. And it is temporary. Backup. When this creature enters, put 2 counters on target creature. If it's another creature, it also gains the abilities printed below this one until end of turn. So they had to make use of that. They couldn't have waited. But Sylvan Scrying 100%, we got to try for something. Castle Garenbrig. play that as our third land. Archdruids to search for, yeah, Sunken Citadel, and maybe Vaultborn Tyrant gains us a bit of life, buys us a little bit of time, perhaps. I mean, Authority of the Consuls has done pretty good. Put in the work. That's all right. As long as we can somehow live. Just gotta live. Get Vaultborn, I like it. Okay. 7 mana next turn, let's go. Okay, 2, 5, yeah. Tends to do the trick. What do they got up their sleeve? Another Voldaren Thrillseeker, maybe. It is cut. Very scary stuff. I'm hoping they don't get too much. The Dreadhorde Butcher can't... Oh, Agatha's puts a counter on him to exactly lethal. There we go. That's how it goes. Yeah, I like Authority. It was just a very unfortunate stumbling. However, I think Leyline of Sanctity could be quite devastating. Dreadhorde Butcher, when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. You can't target me with Leyline of Sanctity. Voldaren Thrillseeker, wherever it is, pay 1, sacrifice this creature. It deals damage equal to its power to any target. You can't target me with Leyline of Sanctity. Yeah. Seems to make a lot of sense. They seem to be focusing on that, so now we completely shut it down. High Noon, I think Authority of the Consuls is maybe a little bit better, more important than it. Actually, you know what? I want Goldvein Hydra. They got a decent amount of creatures. I think there's a pretty good chance that Goldvein would just chump block somebody. But Leyline, that's where it's at. That Dreadhorde Butcher doesn't matter. Thrillseeker doesn't really do a whole lot. Basically has no ability now. Yep, keep 100%. Boom, I don't even have to. There you go. We're starting off with a hand of Sunken and Forest. We've got the 2 lands. 3 Sylvan Scryings. 1 to grab a second Sunken. 1 to grab a Castle Garenbrig. 1 to grab another land. We've got all the lands we need, and we have the exact thing that I'm looking for. Perfect. And a Regisaur Alpha to boot once we get to Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. I would imagine they have a pretty hard time dealing with Leyline of Sanctity, though. You would think. Yeah, another Sunken. We need it at some point. I don't have Archdruid's Charm to go next turn. If Archdruid's Charm was one of the Sylvan Scryings, I'd grab a land that enters untapped. A source of green that enters untapped. And then I could play that, plus Archdruids to supercharge stuff. That's pretty funny. Alright, Castle Garenbrig. Play a lot of things. We can't play the Leyline of Sanctity, unfortunately, but we're getting in range of any creature. A Vaultborn Tyrant next turn would be pretty ideal. Or Carnage Tyrant or Tyrranax Rex. Anything, really. 1 of 12 creatures. Hopefully I see it. Crossing my fingers. We need somebody. I can't actually play Regisaur Alpha at the moment. Okay. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Cavern of Souls. Vaultborn Tyrant. Let's go. Nuts. Darn. Somebody, anybody. That'll be it. Man. Archdruid's Charm not doing a whole lot. Well, sometimes you just lose. It's not like I'm going to cut lands. Those situations can, well, they just happen every now and then. Super flooded. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's just believing in the hands that seem bad. All of a sudden, oh, they're so good. You keep a hand with Castle Garenbrig in a forest and a Sylvan Scrying. I would feel pretty good about that. Sylvan Scrying grabbing the Sunken. You only need to see one more land to make 6 green. You've got Castle, Sunken, a land, and something else. It would be quite nice. That is not quite nice, no. I mean, it's quite a bit better. It gives me the heebie-jeebies from the previous match. Seeing a bunch of stuff, but the deck is basically all lovely bodies, so I would hope to be getting it. Do I want Authority of the Consuls, or do I want Sylvan Scrying? That's going to be Temple Garden. Get the Authority down. Next turn we'll go with a Forest. Or maybe Sylvan Scrying to grab Sunken. We'll hold off on Archdruids because that might be used for possibly grabbing Ghalta's Stampede. Okay, well, we're going to be going with one of those things. That's good. Yeah, let's go with that. Make use of Archdruids. Get something extra down. Okay, and hope they don't have another Thoughtseize, unfortunately. That's not too bad for a Vampire's opponent. It will be nice whenever the Vein Ripper enters the battlefield. If it does, it enters tapped, we gain some life. Slow him down slightly. But with the Sylvan Scrying, 100% grabbing Sunken Citadel, choosing red, just so we're able to eventually play Palani's Hatchery here. And we have 7 mana, nicely. That's going to be good. Okay. I'm liking this Authority. Not super flashy, but again, that creature is entered, tapped, one less blocker they have if I was going to barf a bunch of stuff coming up. Okay. The question becomes, does Archdruid's Charm change much? I say we wait and see what they do. If they go Thoughtseize, Archdruids will grab another land. We'll find out. Another Dusk Legion Zealot. My oh my. Or Archdruids could just grab Tyrranax Rex or Vaultborn Tyrant, actually. I kind of want to grab Vaultborn Tyrant. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Big time. Oh, Vaultborn. Lovely stuff. Let's go, good buddy. Oh, another Authority. Very interesting. And a Tyrranax Rex. Hopefully Vaultborn sticks around, but again, if it is destroy effects, go for the throat. We get the copy back, so it still feels alright. Love it. be scared. We've gotten pretty fortunate, but oh look, they had to discard a useless, completely useless Fatal Push. That's the kind of position you want to be in. Now the question becomes, do I want a bunch of bodies? Nah, I'll just go with Tyrranax Rex. And play another Authority of Consuls. Of the Consuls. Oh, yeah, that's what you get. Phew. But again, we got fortunate. They didn't have Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. They didn't have the Vein Ripper. And they didn't have a lot of the very scary stuff. High Noon, not doing a whole lot. Authority, pretty nice. Leyline of Sanctity is where it's at. No Thoughtseize. We turn off the Vein Ripper's ability. Do I like Goldvein Hydra? Not so much. Blood Tithe Harvester does have that potential to sacrifice itself, give -X for 2 times the blood tokens. A marathon stream, 100%. I would be up for that. It certainly would make a lot of sense. A marathon stream, it's a big thing, a special event, so Commander somehow sprinkled in there. Oh, I want to go for another marathon. I did it a couple times in the past, probably about a year ago or something like that. Yeah. 11 hours. I'm pretty sure my record is 11 hours straight. I think I had one bathroom break mixed in there, but that, I have to keep it. 2 Sunkens and I mean, we have all the mana I could want. Eventually, I will get to Ghalta, so even though there is no Leyline of Sanctity, I will have to hardcast it. That's it's worth a try. Absolutely. All the mana we could ever want, we're doing it. We're doing it. I'll choose white just in case I get into the situation of, well, I don't play Lush Portico, or one of these 2 isn't down. I have the second source of white ready and waiting. But yeah, 11 hours Scorpion, you got to check it out. It was pretty good stuff. Well, I don't need Castle Garenbrig. Vaultborn next turn, hopefully it lives, and well, they didn't go with turn 3 Sorin and Vein Ripper, so maybe we're safe. Duress did a whole lot of nothing. Oh, they paid 1 black to reveal my hand. Ooh, that's good, man. They should have a rarity for something that is that bad. A rarity under common. Vaultborn tends to do the trick. They have to... What are they going to do? I have 100% Scorpion, and anybody else watching right now later on, I want to do more tournaments, local game store, regional finals. I'd feel completely comfortable to bring this. I would have to practice my shuffling skills and paper and whatnot, but that is the ultimate dream. I wish I could do more tournaments, 100%. I would love it, but I do have other priorities. They're different priorities. Kids, taking care of that, and just time-wise, this is the best thing I can do at the moment. Kill it. Do it. Bitter Triumph. Oh boy. Oh. Get another copy, gain him more life. Oh man, that is so good. Doesn't get better than that. They're dead. Oh, so dead. Oh, this is beautiful. A perfect nightcap. Take down the vampires. Draw another. Oh, okay.
You have no power here.
Ruthless aggression.
Phew. But Yeah, I'm just happy we didn't see the Vein Ripper again. That's a perfect case of, it's not like they always get the Vein Ripper on turn 3, so you just gotta stay positive. Things may work out, things may not, and yeah. The Ruthless rank up, yeah, it was a Ruthless rank up, yeah. There's never enough time, 100%, but that's why I want to pour any and all free time into this. I get as far as I can with this thing. I try to limit the fluff time, and this at least is nice because I can connect with you guys. I get to look back at all the streams I've done and all the streams I will do, and it's just a fantastic thing, continuing it, maintaining it, and having the best time. Right now, later on, whenever you are watching Scorpion, Cut, anybody else, that was a good one. Good one tonight. Some hiccups, but, that's how it goes. Yeah. So have a good night, a good morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is, wherever it is. And, yeah, I'll see you next time. And we'll plan for maybe a marathon. Once again, I've done my taxes. I don't have that hanging over my head, so we'll see. We'll see. Peace.